You think you are a sensible person. You feel you make choices based on clear facts, weigh the pros and cons, and act for your best good. But that varies. You are an emotional being guided by deep, natural feelings you do not always notice exist. Think about the last time someone suddenly pulled ahead of you in busy traffic. In that moment, your hands hold the steering wheel until your fingers squeeze very tightly. Your jaw tightens up until your face feels tense. A quick wave of warmth rushes to your cheeks and your heart beats much faster. In that quick moment, calm thinking fades. You might find yourself yelling, reacting, or moving with sheer haste. We stay unaware of our true feelings. The writer Robert Greene spent 6 long years exploring this complex idea in his major book. He gave himself so fully to this goal that he even experienced a health challenge during the writing process. He chose to finish the manuscript because he realized a simple truth. Our biggest hurdle in life is not a tough economy, a strict boss, or a streak of bad luck. Our main barrier is our unawareness of the unseen feelings guiding human actions. Today, we open the curtains wide. We will walk through the quiet, unseen drivers of our everyday choices. By the time you finish reading this, you will have a brand new, helpful way to understand the quiet feelings of your friends, your coworkers, and most importantly, the wonderful person looking back at you in the mirror. Part 1. The idea of reason. We walk through life under the gentle assumption of logic. We think our daily choices stem from careful, thoughtful planning. Picture yourself sitting down at your desk one quiet Sunday morning. You plan to review your finances and decide to save money this month. You open a spreadsheet, you make a firm budget, you feel in control, but then a colorful message pops up on your screen. It mentions a quick sale for an item you looked at once last week. Right away, a joyful feeling sparks in you. Your excitement grows. Your eyes look across the nice images of items you did not want or need 10 minutes ago. A sudden eagerness forms in your heart, a soft, gentle pull asking for quick fun. Your focus zooms in. You click to buy. You tell yourself you need it for work. You tell yourself it represents a wise choice. You invent a sensible story to explain a sudden feeling. Researchers call this feeling quick joy. A fast wave of happiness quiets down your sensible mind, the helpful part of your thoughts, meant for long-term planning and steady choices. This brief moment is not a personal lack of willpower. It is a normal quirk in our beautiful human design. New studies about shopping habits show an interesting fact. A huge 84% of all shoppers enjoy fun, spontaneous buying. In our modern online world, these spur-of-the-moment choices account for nearly 40% of all online sales. Our wonderful minds sometimes act as busy makers of mental shortcuts. Experts have listed over 180 specific mental habits that playfully color our view of life. We lean toward comforting thoughts, shaping new ideas to fit our older views, and overlooking details that surprise us. We also respond to friendly packaging, swayed by how a person shares a message rather than the core of the message all by itself. Our prized logic often acts as a helpful afterthought, a neat little story we tell ourselves to explain our natural, spontaneous emotional responses. We stay unaware of these habits, making us easily swayed by ads, leaders, and our own hasty choices. The author shares a wonderfully simple, helpful tool. Waiting. You can create a little pocket of time between a sudden feeling and your next action. When you feel that familiar urge bubbling up inside or a strong, sudden rush to do something, let your body gently pause. Step away from the bright screen. Stroll out of the room. Tell yourself you will make the final choice tomorrow morning. This lovely, quiet pause gives the feeling side of your mind a chance to rest. It allows your logical thoughts to wake back up and gently guide you forward. You stop acting on autopilot and start watching your own thoughts like a calm, curious friend. Yet acting on impulse is just the first part of human nature. What happens when this emotional unawareness meets a deep, strong wish for praise and social standing? It forms a tricky habit that harms friendly teams, hurts close friendships, and works quietly right next to your office desk. Part 2. The ego spectrum. People toss the word ego around casually. We use it to describe a friend sharing many fun photos or a co-worker who smiles about a tiny step up at work. But self-focus exists on a broad scale, and every single one of us sits somewhere along that very line. In a busy, fast-paced office, this habit shows up not as simple pride, but as a self-serving, tricky habit often masked as great drive. Picture it clearly. You sit in a full meeting room during a Monday morning team chat. You share a wonderful idea you spent your whole weekend exploring and building. You feel a flutter of hope. Your manager nods, gives a small smile, and then smoothly repeats your exact idea to the upper boss, using slightly different words, sharing the concept as their own thought. You feel quiet. A sad, heavy feeling sinks into your tummy. You look around, but your peers look softly away. No one speaks up. The manager smiles happily. Often, folks holding strong, self-centered habits do interview well. They show a bright, steady confidence that charms hiring teams and helps them step into top guiding roles. But beneath that smooth charm rests a tender, delicate heart. Big studies on office life show that self-centered leaders create awkward tension, endless hurdles, and a space where helpful facts are quietly kept hidden to keep hold of control. These folks rarely yell. Instead, they use quiet, unkind methods. They overlook key emails, start soft gossip, and watch their team closely to keep a mood of total control. Kind peers take the fault for group mistakes. Everyone walks softly around work, waiting for shifting moods or sudden cold quietness. This setting takes the joy out of a good group. Workers feel a rise in daily worry, leading to deep tiredness, more missed days, and a strong wish to leave the job. A highly self-focused person sees other lovely beings not as peers, but simply as handy helpers to gain praise, or as stepping stones to use while climbing. Your most helpful coping method in this space is peaceful emotional distance. Greene advises against trying to fix, change, or scold highly self-centered people. Their pride stays much too tender to handle any type of feedback. They might just overreact. Instead, you might become a quiet stone. When they try to bother you or take your credit, keep your sweet face relaxed. Keep the sound of your voice mild and plain. Deny them the big emotional response they really want. Note your daily tasks with care to keep a helpful record, guard your personal peace, and guide your extra energy into finding a new path or making good friends with kind, steady co-workers. You might think you have the wisdom to spot these very tricky folks steps away. But people often act as amazing actors. We wear lovely masks so well, even we forget the real face resting underneath. Part 3. The social face. From early days of youth, culture teaches us to gracefully hide our real feelings. Life simply asks for manners. So, we show a smile when a buyer gets upset with us. We fake polite interest when leaders give a boring speech. We all play a specific part on life's friendly stage. The mix-up happens when we accept people at face value, assuming their neat practice smiles match their true feelings. Imagine you meet a new project buddy. They offer a nice, friendly handshake. They share a bright, lovely smile. They speak with a warm, gentle voice that helps you feel calm. They seem to be the best teammate. But over the next few weeks, you notice a quiet, confusing difference. Watch their body habits. Their mouth sets whenever someone else in the room gets cheers. Their eyes glance toward the door when asked a simple, curious question about their past mistakes. They let out a tiny, very quiet sigh before agreeing to share supplies. These small hints are micro-clues, little signs of quiet, kept-in feelings peeking through the small gaps of their carefully polite face. People often build pleasant fronts of deep modesty or extra cheer to gently hide their real personal wishes. When we miss these little body hints, we walk into mix-ups. We trust the smiling trickster, we uplift the charming slacker, we date the hidden boss. The big confusion in human friendships lies in the wide gap between the words people say and the facts their bodies show. Words take little effort to change. The lovely body, though, finds it hard to fake things. To understand the ways of people, you must turn into a gentle watcher of unspoken body language. Stop listening only to the pleasant chat coming out of a friend's mouth. People will tell you happily what you like hearing. Instead, watch their normal physical habits. Notice the quick, tiny frown that shows quiet annoyance. Watch for the soft, leaning back of the body that hints at awkwardness, or the stiff, lopsided grin that never really warms the eyes. Greene helps us look for mismatches. When a person's spoken words do not match their posture, you should always, without doubt, believe the body. By learning this quiet reading skill, you look gently behind the polite curtain, seeing folks' real wishes before they even know they have shown themselves. Seeing the social mask keeps you safe from the fibs of others. But there is a quiet, much trickier habit living inside your own thoughts. A habit that nudges you to swap your brightest tomorrow for a quick passing joy. Part 4. The pull of right now. We live today surrounded by endless diversions and total ease. We want quick outcomes, and we want them right away. We start a new walking routine on Monday morning, hope to see a totally different shape in photos by Thursday evening, and drop the habit by Friday afternoon. We prefer the quick, easy treat, easily trading away the huge, lasting benefit. Think softly about a time you chose a big goal. Maybe you opted to learn a fun new craft, start a small shop, or pen a novel. At the start, your heart fills up with inspiration. You feel amazing, but soon the fresh joy fades. The quiet daily work steps in. You get home from a tiring day of tasks and meet a big choice. Spend 2 hours working on a tricky, puzzling hobby, or sink into the soft pillows of your sofa and let a warm screen soothe you. Notice the body feeling in that moment. Your shoulders relax down. A slow, cozy sleepiness tugs at your arms. A thought in your mind suggests that you earned a rest. You pick the sofa. Experts warmly call this natural habit future discounting. The human mind lowers the appeal of a prize the further away it sits in time. We hold the simple instincts of early folks, guided to grab the quick snack and the fast, cozy feeling because tomorrow was unsure. In today's busy world, this hastiness links closely to a few tricky life hurdles: heavy credit card bills, very unhealthy habits, and risky, poorly planned choices. The planning mind, the sensible home of restraint, often loses the playful tug-of-war against the natural, eager wish for a fast joy boost. We face a tricky, cloudy view of tomorrow. We act fast on the squeakiest, most bothersome issue in the space, instead of tending to the quiet, growing little gaps in life. This deep focus on the current minute can shape a tomorrow filled with plainness, feeling stuck and gentle sighs. You can elevate your daily view. Greene refers to this helpful step as befriending time. When given a tricky choice between quick ease and future growth, invite your mind to picture the outcomes in days, months, and later years. Make the far-off future feel close and true. Imagine the exact heavy feeling of sadness you might feel a year from now if you pause trying today. Instead, picture the real, happy pride of a big win. By firmly tying your steps to the hope of your future self, you ease the old natural wish for quick fun today. You learn to swap the tiny, fleeting joy of today for the deep, lasting goodness of tomorrow. Lifting your view and guiding your bond with time builds wonderful inner strength. Still, the exact moment you start to shine brightly ahead, you might stir a sad, quiet, and very tricky feeling in the folks closest to you. a feeling that hurts old friendships and grows cold, quiet distance. Part 5. The cloud of jealousy. We love to show the world that we cheer the wins of our friends. We click the like button on their fun online posts. We lift a glass of cider at their work parties and offer our kindest wishes. But below that sweet, friendly surface, a different, much sadder feeling wakes in the background. We live as a group, shaped heavily by social matching. We guess our own worth by checking our rank, savings, and looks alongside the folks standing right next to us. Picture a peer of similar age, background, and schooling getting the exact step-up or chance you really wanted. They share the news with the team. You put a big, polite smile onto your face. You offer a handshake, but inside, your tummy feels like a sinking pebble. A sad, empty feeling floats through your chest. You cannot sleep that evening. You stay awake in bed, your mind busy, seeing flaws in their work. You tell yourself they just got quite lucky. You tell yourself they used silly gossip to step up. This deep internal feeling is the pinch of jealousy. It represents a feeling so awkward, we hide it even from ourselves. Instead of admitting the tough thought that we feel smaller, we cover our jealousy with a cozy blanket of rightness. We suddenly judge the winning person's choices. We whisper softly in the break room. We try to chip away at their pedestal to bring them back down to our level. Jealousy works exactly like a quiet, unseen shadow in friend groups. It leads people to hinder their best friends, let down steady partners, and ruin wonderful team projects. The closer the person is to you in life and space, the sharper the pinch of comparing. When we fail to notice the soft signs of jealousy in friends, we end up surprised by unexpected, confusing letdowns. When we fail to notice it in ourselves, we grow grumpy, stuck, and wrapped in a sad annoyance that drains us from the inside out. To calm the unhelpful pull of jealousy, you can move your focus away from outside matching and toward personal growth. Greene suggests viewing the wins of others not as a tough measuring stick for your own value, but as a handy, helpful guide. When you feel that sad drop in your tummy, notice it right away. Do not hide it or dress it up as noble annoyance. Turn that sour, gloomy feeling into a steady, upbeat push aimed purely at your own beautiful growth. Also, when you finally reach your own goals, you should practice kind modesty. Gently soften your wins around unsure friends. Mention the role of luck or talk about the sweet help you received from others. By smoothing your edges and hiding your sparkle slightly, you prevent the awkward build-up of quiet rivals. We have explored hastiness, ego, the polite mask, quick habits, and the cloud of jealousy. We see these quiet themes guiding our daily lives. Yet there is one final, bigger idea. An idea that shows exactly why we keep making the very same tricky mistakes year after year, no matter how hard we try to change. Part 6. The loop habit. You promise yourself you will never date that tricky type of harsh person ever again. You swear you will never take another job working for a strict boss. You firmly decide to never again wait until the busy night before a big date to start a task. You make these sweet promises to yourself with care, yet 12 months later, you find yourself sitting in the exact same spot, looking across the table at a different face with the same habits, managing the exact same familiar personal challenge. This is the surprising pattern of the repeating loop. We are all guided by our own habits. Character is not a list of nice traits you simply write on a work page. Character is the deeply set, familiar map of your actions, shaped in the early days of youth and settled through years of unaware looping. When a big hurdle appears and worry fills your day, you do not suddenly rise to the peak of your hopes. You settle right back into your cozy daily habits. Notice the tough feeling of this familiar circle. You look back at your past and see a long line of similar stumbles. A sigh escapes your lips as the clear truth settles in. The main shared thread in all your tough friendships, slow career jumps, and changed plans is you. We lean toward known hurdles because, oddly, the routine feels cozy and expected. We start big talks with our loved ones to match the familiar moods of childhood. We stumble right before the finish line because reaching pure success feels strange and new. We are strolling through our own days, quietly playing out an old story drafted years ago, gently thinking we are making fresh, free choices. Until we change this loop, our tomorrow will mostly be a very similar copy of our yesterday. Our full goodness stays resting behind a quiet, hidden wall of our own design. The road to real personal freedom invites a calm, honest look at your history. Greene suggests that you trace your stumbles backward with the neat care of a gentle detective. Do not look at the outside events or blame the folks around. Look only at your inner reactions. Spot the exact, repeating prompt that starts your unhelpful loop. Does a small misunderstanding make you speak in frustration? Does a sudden bump in duties make you step into quiet delays? Once you spot the familiar habit, you gain the chance to foresee it. You update the story by gently, bravely picking the exact opposite choice the next time the moment arrives. If your normal reaction is to shy away from talks, invite your feet to stay resting on the floor. If your habit is seeking quick ease, kindly accept the awkward growing feeling. It might feel unusual, it might feel surprising, but in that brave moment of gentle choice against your own usual habits, you finally hold the pen and begin crafting your own path.